Art times well-being equals joy. Why is this equation so out of reach for many? What do we have to sacrifice, to change, to be? Joy is a sustained sense of well-being and internal peace, a connection to what matters. With joy, we become more truly ourselves. Joy is spiritual, is an experience of something greater than who we are. You can discover joy by learning to be your authentic self. What is art? Art is not neutral. It either upholds or disrupts the status quo, advancing or regressing justice. Great art changes people's lives.
I am coming with a baggage because I'm carrying a lot of people. Or I'm standing on the shoulders of those who have tried to break the glass ceiling where I'm starting. There are areas where I see that because of who I am, because of where I come from, have affected my career. We've paved the way, so you go do you. And make sure that you pave the way for the rest of the others that are coming after you.
Well-being is how we're doing as individuals, communities, and as a nation, and how sustainable that is for our own future.
It's anything that stars an emotion. Authentic. To first of all, know who I am, and that's what the must is. Know who you are, and then that way you will enjoy the journey.
Going on journeys together and realising that something works or something's interesting. At those moments there's often laughter, but also sometimes there isn't, because you might be talking about something quite difficult, but then you kind of realise what you've done and people feel joyful and proud and like an amazing team.
I go about life joyfully, and I deliberately decide to do that.
Kind of like growing in that moment as they have this experience, and I sit there with the audience, feeling what the audience are feeling, just feeling happy and exhilarated.
Be your own advocate. In truth, you know when you don't feel well. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Safety, trust, choice, collaboration, and empowerment.
I like to feel joy. I like to be creative. I like to be artistic. I enjoy art. That relationship is important for my life and living.
I think that they are all intrinsically linked. I think it's a symbiotic relationship, that they are connected to each other.
Great things that could happen, but then because of resources, because of barriers along the way, it can't be done. But I always find ways of doing it, because I'm not somebody who kind of gives up that easily. I always flourish with challenges. I try to turn the low points into highs.
For me, I think it's about the transformative power of art or engagement or participation.
I look back, because sometimes we need to look back to be able to move forward.
Art is basically what you do, your creativity. I don't think there's necessarily an association that if you create art, but it's not done professionally, or you haven't been to art school, then it's not art and it's not creative.
And I find that sometimes who I am has become a strength. It's okay to not know how to do things, and it's okay to delegate, and it's okay to let go, and it's okay to fail, and then understand that actually failure is also a process. It's good to know who you are, and you know your identity, know where you're coming from, and embrace it and use it as a power, because we all have a power in us to kind of be who we want to be and excel.
My message to the next generation is that you are entitled to joy. Always. Always. Always.